Hey, Mike Fincham here again. Today we're going to try out a couple applications for the Searzall when cooking baby back ribs. We're going to smoke these ribs today and we're going to glaze them at the end. But in getting our fire started, a lot of times the way I start a fire is with a landscaping torch. This is a pretty typical thing to see on the competition barbecue circuit. You'll see why in a second. This is propane gas. See if we can get her going. A little bit too high. Ooh, doesn't want to start. That's why, okay? And that's with no trigger. Once we pull the trigger, we get a lot of heat. Now, a lot of times I will go in here with this to start my fire. And it's great if I want a fire that's 300 degrees or above. It will heat up very quickly. When you're doing ribs, you want to be hanging out around 225 degrees. It's a little harder to start, so I thought I'd see what I could do with the Searzall today. Supposedly, it's easy to detach the Searzall head. Okay, that was easy. And we're going to see if one of these camping propane torches will light my charcoal. Now, I know there's a lot of people in the UK that I've seen on the internet that like to use this. They call this MAP. Not really sure why, but we're gonna check it out. All right, come on in here with me and let's see if this has enough heat to start some charcoal. We're gonna turn it on, pull the trigger. That definitely seems to have enough heat. It's working in small spaces, which I like. I'm going to try and get a few spots going here. And then what we'll do is we'll set the dampers and give her about 15 minutes to try and get up to temperature. We're using, all natural lump hardwood charcoal from the local grocery store, nothing special. I've got some hickory chunks in here that have been, have been soaking in water for a little while just so that they won't completely burn up quickly. For those of you that care, the cooker that we're using today is a Bubba Keg. These are now sold in the UK as Royal King kegs. They're a knockoff of the Big Green Egg. They use double wall steel with styrofoam insulation. They really work great. I really enjoy mine. I can tell you already, this thing seems to get enough heat going. As you can see by the sparks, we're getting burned pretty good. But I think we're going to be able to get a fire started here. I really do. And I think it's going to start low enough that I'm not going to find my grill creeping up to, 275, 300 degrees and I can't get it back down. Alright, so just a little bit more here. I like the way this looks. Alright, I'm going to stop. And what we're going to do is just let it breathe for a second. So I'm not going to make you wait for the boring stuff. I'll let you know what happens later. We're going to let it breathe a little bit of natural air wide open. We're going to set the dampers top and bottom, and we're going to try and dial this thing into 225. Like I said, today we're going to be smoking some baby back ribs, and then we're going to do a professional glaze on them at the end with the Searzall. Supposedly this thing will reattach very easily. Let's see. Alright, I gotta say, as advertised, this does seem to work correctly. And I will add one editorial note in case Dave Arnold is out there watching these videos. Dave, I think it'd be a great side project to make a Searzall for one of these redneck lighters. That would be fun for big cuts of meat. Alright, we'll be back. Okay, so we're ready to glaze our ribs. These guys, the baby backs have been on for about 4.5 hours. They are tender. I've gone ahead and pre-sliced them. What we're going to do is we're going to glaze them with some barbecue sauce, a little bit of rub, and then we're going to torch them with the Searzall. This is a common method in competition and in restaurants, so we're going to see how the Searzall does. So here we go. Barbecue sauce goes on. All right. Now, normally a lot of people would stop right here and they would serve them up, but what they are missing out on is that the sugar that is in the barbecue sauce can be caramelized. So a lot of restaurants will do this. They'll sprinkle a little bit of rub on top, and then they will throw them on a grill. And the point of that is to caramelize some of the sugars that are in both the sauce and the rub. So I'm going to see if the Searzall can do this for us. We're going to let it heat up. And we're going to get it nice and close, and we're going to be looking for bubbling sugar. So I can see it's starting already. Very nice. That took less than 5 seconds. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to move evenly across the ribs. We got some really nice bubbling action going on. That is caramelization of the sugar. And that is going to be a fantastic complement to the flavors that we've built up all day. Okay, so let's take a look at that for a second. Instead of being covered in glossy sauce, what we've done is we've kind of torched the sauce. We've got a nice even color, and we're going to give it a taste. There we go. I pre-sliced these so we could make it nice and easy. There you go. You can see we've got a good smoke ring, great bark, and now we're going to go for a bite. Hot. Oh, hot. Yep, that totally works. No need to fire up the grill. No need to put them on a second grill. The Searzall can light your charcoal, and it can finish your ribs in a championship way. Look at that, clean bite. All right. So we'll see you guys soon, and we'll tackle something else.